Good morning, students. Welcome to the online classes. Today we will read the third and the last part of the story A Letter to God by G.L. Fuentes. But before going to the last part, let's recapitulate whatever we have read till now. Lencho was a farmer who was expecting a shower of rain for his corn that he planted. He is happy to see cloud accumulated uh, in the northeast sky. It starts raining with big and small drops, and Lencho calls them 10 cents and 5 cents respectively out of happiness. But soon the rain was followed by hailstorm, which indeed looked like silver coins, ironically though, at the beginning, but it ended up devastating the crop entirely. This alters the fate of Lencho completely, and he, along with his wife, is distressed and bothered. They had no hope from anyone else except God. So Lencho writes a letter to God asking him 100 pesos and drops the letter in the city post office post box. The employee at the post office laughs after reading the address written on the envelope. It was written to God only. The postmaster, after seeing the address, thinks that the man needs some kind of help from God, and thinks to help Lencho by replying him whatever he had asked in that letter. But to his surprise, he finds that the poor farmer had actually asked 100 peso from God. But as he had promised to himself to help the poor man Lencho, to keep his own words, he thinks to help him monetarily, financially, and as he was short of 100 peso, he asked his other staff members to contribute to the holy cause for the charity of the poor man. It is not sure whether Lencho had actually written his own address or not in that envelope, but anyway, they put the money after collecting in an envelope, and which was actually not 100 peso, but a little more than 50 peso, a little more than half. So let's proceed to the paragraphs today we are going to read. So here we begin. The following Sunday, Lencho came a bit earlier than usual to ask if there was a letter for him. It was the postman himself who handed the letter to him, while the postmaster, experiencing the contentment, that is satisfaction, of a man who has performed a good deed, looked on from his office. So both the postman and the postmaster tried to look as if they know nothing, and they parted with their duty, as they should do their duty, as they should impart their duty without giving any hint that they had done some kind of extraordinary thing for Lencho. Lencho showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money. Such was his confidence. So Lencho, who had a very strong faith in God, was damn sure that he will receive help from God. That's why he was not surprised after getting the envelope or opening the envelope and seeing the money inside it. But he became angry when he counted the money. But when he counted the money, he was angry. God could not have made a mistake. He knew very well that God can't do such kind of mistake, and God is not in shortage of money. Nor could he have denied Lencho what he had requested. If God had actually sent him money, then he must have sent him 100 pesos, not a penny less than that. Immediately Lencho went up to the window to ask for paper and ink. Lencho was angry. He wanted to complain. On the public writing table, he started to write with much wrinkling of his brow, caused by the effort he had to make to express his ideas. So very carefully, thoughtfully, he planned his words and wrote down whatever he had in his mind, frowning, wrinkling, everything. When he finished, he went to the window to buy a stamp which he licked and then affixed to the envelope with a blow of his fist. So he is following all the procedure, buying stamp, licking it with the wet tongue and giving a hard blow on of his fist to the stamp so that it doesn't come out. The moment the letter fell into the mailbox, the postmaster went to open it. So Lencho dropped the letter and he might have left, and then the postmaster went there to take out the letter and open it. It said, "God, of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. Send me the rest, since I need it very much. But don't send it to me through the mail, because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks." Lencho. So Lencho had expressed his dissatisfaction over the service of the postal department, and as he needed 100 pesos and not a penny less than that, he writes again to get back the 30 pesos. In his view, the postal man might have taken away from the share of Lencho. So the story ends ironically, sarcastically, that whoever helped Lencho is blamed. But the story also shows the enormous faith Lencho had in God. Though the story ends abruptly. So what is the moral of the story? One is that if you have complete faith, absolute faith in God, then God will help you by any way, directly or indirectly. And another moral is that good deeds, charity, philanthropy is not always recognized. They have their other side, but one should do his part, not thinking, not bothering about any blame or any allegation that is the result of that good deed. So we complete this lesson. You have to answer thinking about the text questions. Question number 1 to 6. 5 is a vocabulary development activity. Greedy, you know. Naive means an innocent being, someone who is like a child and knows no complications. Stupid, you know. Ungrateful, you know. Selfish, comical. Unquestioning means anybody who believes anything without any doubt and without having any questions in his mind. Very simple. Thinking about the language. Here is also a vocabulary activity. You can do it easily. Then this part, you'll enjoy doing this. Relative clauses, we'll read this one while reading clauses in detail. You might have been taught clause in class 9th, but we'll read this advanced level, that is defining and non-defining relative clause. But you can practice these activities without reading the clause. It is just using the subordinate clauses like which, who, whose, whom, relative clauses, using negative for emphasis. So you can do all these exercise at your own will, because these questions are not going to be asked in your board examination, because the pattern has changed but the book hasn't. but you should do all these questions in your copy, except the last part, which is a listening activity. You need not do it. Other question you may attempt. So thank you for today.